Hello again, this is Kim Bond Young from Seeing Peru, a remote viewing travelogue. This is day 2, November 12th, and I'm going to be sharing my map with you today and some of my experiences. Today was a rest day. I think I told you yesterday I didn't get in until 4:30 a.m., so I slept a lot today and just got a little bit to eat, listened to some YouTube about the places I'm going to be visiting so I could educate myself about that. And that's about it. So at first I thought, I have nothing to share. There's nothing interesting that happened. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. So I was looking at my mapping, getting kind of anxious about, I have nothing to say. But then at dinner, I realized, this is what this is about. So I'll show you my map. I'll show you a couple pictures and here we go. Okay, so this is the map portion on November 12th. I'm going to hold it here just for a minute for my remote viewing friends who might want to zoom in on a portion of this in the big picture. And then I'll zoom in here. As I mentioned, I thought at first, oh man, I'm going to have nothing to talk about. My maps clearly show these two men in kind of opposition to each other, or in my mind being opposed to each other. And I thought, I saw nothing like that today. I don't know what's going on. But then I realized, what have I been doing all day? This. I've been watching this guy, and I've been watching this guy. Notice the correlation. None of my sketches are ever 100% accurate, but that's very accurate. Look at this guy. Of course, the color isn't quite right, but look at the hair. And this guy. Now, this guy is our Brian Forrester. He's going to be the authority. He's the leader of the tour. Not the organizer necessarily, but he's the leader of the tour that's going to be going through the archaeological and esoteric sites and interpreting them for us. He has lots and lots of videos on YouTube, spelled F-O-E-R-S-T-E-R, and Brian, B-R-I-E-N, if you're interested. There's 4,000 videos on there you can watch, literally. So this, I believe, is Brian. The description describes him better than the sketch. The sketch is a little bit mediocre for me, but middle-aged, very much in a lecturing mode. Oh, I should have said this was a YouTube video on Matt Beal's YouTube podcast, B-E-A-L-L. They did like a 3-hour review of Brian's work in Peru mostly. They talked about Egypt. They talked about Turkey, UFOs, really interesting conversation over 3 hours. And that's what I spent most of my day doing. And so that showed up here on the remote viewing data. So Brian talked more in kind of a lecturing mode. I find Matt more conversational, kind of more modern. He kind of explains rather than lectures in my mind. And so finally I figured out that's where these two guys were coming from. Now here, when I first saw my map, I could not figure out what this section was about. But this portion is what I'd like to see. This was like red. This shows up as orange here, but it's really red. And then this was orange. That like caution sign was orange, and then green. Well, I realized when I was coming over here, one of the most significant experiences today was the LIMA traffic. It was a little scary. It was a little scary coming from the airport. The Uber driver was just going in and out and in and out and in and out of traffic, and I thought we were going to be hit way more times than not. So I think that's what that was about. And it's literally red, yellow or orange, and green for go. In fact, I said that, green for go. So that's that. And then we get this other guy, we get the nature centers. On my taxi ride, we went down along the Pacific Ocean, which was quite beautiful. And then I landed in this high-rise hotel, which looks almost exactly like that hotel. That is a typical symbol for me, I will say, but just so happens this hotel looks almost exactly like that. And then what happened at the end of the day, I got kind of inspired to learn more about how to edit videos and how to make this work a little bit better. So I had this last section that was a lot about creativity, about this part was about kind of finding myself and expressing myself and combining you might say left brain, right brain, the intellectual, creative part with the more mystical part. So that's what that means to me. So it was a big mystery, but now I feel like, okay, I got it. I got the message. And tomorrow is going to be another off day. I'll give you a little preview of tomorrow. Pretty wild map. Look at this stuff. Some Asian faces there. Who's that? I don't know. What's that? I don't know. We shall see. Join me tomorrow, November 13th. Take care.